Welcome to Rulebooks Anonymous.
You'll be the first person to attack someone or try to screw
Yeah, because this is a game.
I don't like it that you have 7 cards.
Yeah,
You can only have 5.
he wanted you to pay it up.
That's right.
For us to give a price would be insanity.
I was running around like a hero with my fire extinguisher.
Putting out all sorts of fires, literal and non-literal. In this game, Manda went screaming up the mountain.
We ended up winning, didn't we?
Rulebooks Anonymous. Dun dun
Giant
shark doo 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 doo, giant shark doo 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 doo, giant shark doo 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 doo, giant shark. Bigger boat doo 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 doo, bigger boat doo 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 doo, bigger boat doo 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 doo, bigger boat.
Yay! We have earwormed everyone that is listening right now.
Sorry,
Oh,
it was Dennis's idea.
yes, I will accept full responsibility.
Full responsibility. Hey, this is Rulebooks Anonymous. What's up? I'm James.
The sultry one?
The sultry one. I'm really excitable right now. I'm on a lot of sugar. Sugar.
All right.
I'm James' wife.
James, my wife.
Amanda.
I'm just Dennis. We haven't come up with anything for me.
He's Dennis.
Yeah.
You're the Dennis.
The Dennis.
He's
The D.
the Dennis.
Not that D.
I've been reduced to a single letter.
Oh, man. We're going to talk about Jaws today. If you guys didn't guess it from our fun intro.
You mean there isn't some kind of baby shark game?
No. Wait, there might be.
There probably
There
is.
probably
I mean,
is.
at this point, you can't be surprised by anything.
No, there's games for everything.
Oh, they're working on it probably. They're turning it into a Netflix series for crying out loud.
That's
Oh, I didn't even
Really?
know
Or
that.
Nickelodeon.
disturbing.
Yeah, it's gonna be some kind of cartoon. Yeah,
Oh,
some
good
terrible song that
Lord.
earworms everyone.
Please no.
Yeah,
Penny doesn't need to know about this.
Yeah, nobody tell Penny, because I don't want to watch that 500 times.
I shan't be telling her that.
Yeah, don't
Thank
do
you,
that.
Dennis.
Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks, Dennis.
I will not do that. I can't do that to you. That's not nice.
I'm trying a new mic configuration here, and I don't know if I like it. I can't tell.
You're like turning your head an awful lot this time.
I am. It's because the mic's sideways.
It's like a
You're-
puppy dog.
It's like a
who wants
gangster
a snack
style.
from you.
It's gangster style mic.
Or pigeon.
Oh,
Like
yeah, the
pigeons
sideways
like-
pigeon head.
Yeah, the sideways pigeon. Yeah.
Is that a pigeon sound? I'm sorry. I scared our
Yeah,
little
we don't-
guy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there weren't any pigeons in Jaws. There were a lot of seagulls.
There was lots.
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine.
Mine.
There was Steven Seagull. I'm gonna pay for that joke. That's
Yeah,
so
you are.
terrible.
That's bad.
That's
you should
terrible.
stop.
It is bad, and I feel bad. I don't.
Should.
I don't. You know this. I have no shame.
There is no shame here.
Nope.
But, yeah, so we recently played Jaws, and we're going to talk about it today. It's a game for 2 to 4 players, ages 12 and up. Playtime is about 60 minutes. I think we went a little bit over, but it was a learning game for us,
Yes.
so, you know, it's understandable.
Played with friend of the show, Nathan.
Mm-hmm. Published 2019. It was designed by Prospero Hall and published by Ravensburger. The game takes place over 2 phases. There's the Amity Island and the Orca phase. In the Amity Island phase, the shark hides around the island, evading barrels that are placed by Brody, Hopper, and Quint. Except one of them actually doesn't place barrels.
Isn't it Hooper?
Hooper? Oh,
Hooper.
You're right, it is Hooper.
We're
Stupid
not watching
autocorrect.
Stranger Things.
I have Stranger Things on the brain and
Stranger Jaws.
and
Stranger.
my Stranger. It's a giant. It's like Street Sharks.
Yes.
But
It's an upside down shark.
Street Sharks. Hooper.
Vin
Sorry
Diesel's
about
snort.
that. Just so dead. They're searching while trying to eat as many swimmers as or the shark is. I'm just so messed up now.
God, I would
Evading
hope-
the barrels placed by the crew as they are trying to search for him while he tries to eat as many swimmers as possible. The phase ends when either Jaws has 2 barrels attached to him or he's eaten 9 swimmers, and this impacts how many bonus cards each group will receive in the Orca phase.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
was so hard.
It was all
In
hard.
the Orca phase, the crew are on the boat, which is just like the climax of the film. And they're fighting off the shark as he attempts to destroy the boat and kill the players. Each turn, Jaws will select one of 3 locations to appear. The crew members will select a weapon and one of the 3 locations. Once he's revealed, he will, or the players will attack first if they selected correctly, after which Jaws attempts to either destroy the section of the boat or injure the crew or both. And both Jaws and the crew have HP, which after it's gone, they're dead. The crew wins by killing Jaws, obviously. Jaws wins by either destroying the boat or killing all 3 crew members. We really are gonna need a bigger boat.
Oh, yeah. The boat was destroyed so quick in the second phase. So quick.
Well, in the first phase, so our friend Nathan was the shark,
He was the shark.
and we were.
He was the giant
I was.
shark.
I was Hooper.
Hooper. Hopper. He's hopping mad.
I was Donkey Kong because I was throwing barrels.
Yeah,
Yep.
you were.
Who the hell was I?
What?
I don't remember.
You were
which
Clint.
One. I was Clint. Okay. I couldn't
There's
remember.
only 3.
Look, man, it's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
Yeah, at the time of this recording, we are literally just a few days away from the start of school here in Reno.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Not
terrible.
me.
Lucky.
I was Omar Sharif.
Yeah.
He was in the movie, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Gosh, the sheriff, Brody. And I was running all over the island, chucking barrels to people, hopefully.
Mostly Dennis.
Yeah, you weren't
Mostly
Eric
Dennis.
Estrada.
I was not.
And I guess that.
We were real bad in that first
gosh.
act.
We were such a good team, though. Like, we had a really good team
We had a
dynamic
good
going
plan.
on.
We had a good plan. Nathan just
Nathan was
outsmarted
just
us so
better
much.
than us.
So much.
He ruined our souls.
We pretty much, for as many games as we play, we kind of suck at life.
Now, if you play as 2 players, one person has to be the shark, right?
Yeah, one
Okay.
person plays as the shark, and
guess
the
it'd be
other
kinda hard
person
That
takes
would
all
be
3
so
roles.
hard. Oh, okay. So you're 3 different.
Yeah,
players.
the roles remain no matter what. It just changes who controls them. If you're doing a 3-player game, then I believe it says you split control of one of the characters and you alternate back and forth who controls them. Which,
Puppet master.
honestly, one-on-one might be easier, just because you're coordinating within your mind how you want to do things.
You don't have to work with 2 other people, or
But I think it's more fun
It really is.
with 4 people because you're all independently kind of doing what you want. This game probably suffers a little bit from quarterbacking, but that's any co-op really.
Yeah.
Like there is no co-op out there really that doesn't have that problem. But
True.
What do
that's
you mean,
more
like
about your
someone
gaming group
taking the.
telling what everyone to do, and
I don't know.
it's kind of like how Bob and I used to do with.
I don't feel like we were that bad at
No.
this.
That's what I was
Yeah, we
saying.
were
It
pretty
depends more on your group.
We were
If you have a
very-
good group dynamic where you
Gotcha.
communicate well,
Yeah.
and one person doesn't force themselves into the lead, it's not as big a deal. But no, I know like Bob and I used to do that terribly when we would play. Why can't I think?
Letters to Whitechapel.
Letters from
was
Whitechapel. Thank you.
Awful.
Yeah, because Bob and I would just sit there
The game
as
wasn't
the cops.
awful, but the experience.
We
of
were
playing it
awful.
I was gonna say, isn't it a song by Billy Idol?
What? Letters
to
from
Whitechapel.
No, Letters from Whitechapel. I don't know. Letters to Whitechapel might be. I don't know.
That sounds like it could be a song too.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm probably wrong.
Anytime though that Bob and I were the inspectors, whatever, together,
Yeah.
each of our turns was like a 40-minute argument as to where we were going.
I don't even really remember that game very much because it took them so long to decide their moves. Like, I just totally checked out mentally from that game.
That's accurate. But again, I don't think this game suffers too much from it any more than any other
Well,
game.
it's pretty, like, the movement in it is very easy.
Yes.
It's very
And-
quick, very streamlined, very... Yes.
You
I
have
think
different... Oh, sorry.
I was going to say the humans have it easier than the shark, is what it seems like.
Yeah,
Choice-wise,
I'd say
yeah.
so.
Yeah, I think it's easier to make your selections as to what you want to do, whereas the shark, you have to really put in some thinking because you can get backed into a corner real quick on that first phase.
Oh yeah.
And then you have 2 people in the water on their boats, and then you have the sheriff on
The
land.
Omar Sharif.
So James was on land, and Dennis
Eric
and I were in the
Estrada.
water. And you're basically going back and forth to different beaches, trying to find the shark, trying to get people out of the water and save them, trying to throw the barrels out there.
All the barrels.
And it was kind of funny. After the first few turns, I realized I had this fish
You had the fish finder.
and if we would have used that from the beginning, that's the problem. Is
You
like,
might have caught him
we-
in that first
Oh,
one or
yeah.
two turns and at least got one barrel on him, but yeah, he definitely slipped out real quick.
It was bad. See, that's part of the problem is we don't really pay attention to all of the things we have.
In our defense, it was our first time playing.
That's true.
I knew what I had.
I knew what I had, but I didn't like. I don't know. I didn't.
Do you want to blame it
I
on
wasn't
pregnancy?
sure-
Because you
yeah.
can. All right.
I was still pregnant.
Yeah, that's right. That was pre-Hudson.
That was
pre-Hudson.
pre-Hudson. Now we're
PH.
post Hudson. Well, I don't know if that works because
PH and PH.
yeah, we're pre and post Hudson. We're
Yeah.
So if you hear any baby squeals or any questionable noises, it's probably from him.
By
Or
questionable
the dog.
noises, flatulence, we're gonna blame on him.
Yeah, it's not mine.
Last show, it was seamless with the stuff that I had to cut out.
That's true.
Yeah, you would never have known that we had to stop several times to stop your daughter from tap dancing.
She wanted to tap dance.
It's
I don't know
funny,
what
we
to
told
tell
her-
you.
That's okay.
We told her, be quiet while we're doing this, and she was. She didn't make a peep with her mouth. She didn't talk or
She just
anything.
made a lot of other noise.
She just decided that she was gonna wear her little frozen high heels and tap and run around.
So one thing I forgot to mention in my write-up, which when I wrote, I was half asleep because I'm very tired. Because as we just stated, we have a new child.
I don't.
You have an older child.
Yeah,
He has teachers.
That too. Each round. Oh, go ahead.
I'll be nice on the comments and the
There you
teachers
go.
because I know a few of them listen.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I am a teacher. I can make fun of us.
But one of the things I forgot to mention was each round you will play a card. I forgot what the card is called off the top of my head. But it basically affects the round, and it places the swimmers at the new beaches.
It's like an event, isn't it?
Is it? Yep, it's an event card. Yeah. It's an event phase. Yeah,
yeah.
or
It's
event
like
card.
4th of July, the beaches are flooded
Mhm.
with dinner on
people.
toast.
Yeah,
for,
dinner on toast.
Yeah, for a lot of.
Was it avocado toast for all the millennial sharks?
I actually
Yes,
feel like
it was a green surfboard.
I feel like in our case there was only 2 beaches that kept really filling up.
It was the West Beach and the North Beach, right?
Because you closed one of them. That was one of your superpowers. Is Eric Estrada can.
Eric Estrada can
yeah,
close one of the beaches.
I don't know why. The picture for some reason reminded me of Eric Estrada
It's
from
Eric
Chips.
Estrada. It's definitely him.
I don't know why.
But yeah, so that was one of the things I forgot to mention, though, is that you have those cards, and they definitely impact everything that you're doing.
Take advantage of those
Yep.
peoples.
So there are some good ones that are helpful, and there are some that are not so helpful.
Yeah, flooding the beaches with people when
Not
you
so
know,
helpful.
Yeah,
When he's sitting right off that coast going, yum yum time.
exactly. Because me and Amanda, we were in boats, so we could travel around the island in the water faster. She's got her fish finder. She can hand me barrels, and I can Donkey Kong throw the barrels into a spot adjacent from where I currently am, or into the spot that I'm currently in.
And what the barrels are you throw them out there, and if the shark, they catch onto the shark or something.
They like
Yeah,
stick to them or
it's-
something because sharks are magnetic.
We're just like talking about throwing barrels in the water, but we're not really explaining what they do.
Thematically, in the movie, they harpooned him with floating barrels to keep him from re-submerging so they could kill him. So that's what you're trying to do.
It didn't work. Spoiler alert. There's like more than one Jaws movie.
I think there was only one time that I put my fish finder out there though, and he was in the area.
He was like 2 spaces away because it was the way that it works is that when you throw a barrel out, it's got like sonar or radar, whichever dar it is. The Rick Dar, I don't know.
Definitely Rick Dar.
Yes, but we actually have a Rick Dar in the school district. No joke.
His name is Richard Dar.
No, its name is Rick Dar.
Oh.
That's what it says on his badge. I really hope that when he was a custodian, he had like a cleaning scale, the Rick Dar scale. Like your
This
room
is off the Rick Dar scale. I must go.
He's an interesting guy, I will say that. But when it came to searching for the shark, the barrels sort of like could tell you if the shark was in adjacent areas. I think.
It could tell. Oh, for the fish finder could tell
I think my
adjacent.
fish finder could do the adjacent. I thought the barrel was just for that.
Just that
beach.
one spot.
The barrel is a motion detector for that specific spot.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm going to tell you definitively. I want to be right.
All right.
I don't like being wrong.
We don't want to
'cause-
lead you astray on these.
Well, and as the shark, you have to say, all right, I'm there, I'm close, or you're dead wrong.
Dead.
In this game, sharks talk.
Yes.
Not in real life.
Wait, are you sure?
You just said the sharks have to say.
The fish finder, you have to tell if the shark is in the same space, an adjacent space, connected by water. Remember, diagonals are not adjacent. And if they're not in one of those, they have to say they're not there or not nearby.
Okay.
So there or adjacent, and then the barrels are just in that spot.
And he was.
We
Going-
came close a couple of times.
Yeah.
So close.
I feel like he kept going back and forth to the same ones. And
He did a little bit of that, kind of circling back, but not too much. Like, I went and he showed me his paper afterwards.
Just
And
a little nibble on one spot.
we were just kind of like just behind where he was. We're like, oh, he's here. And then no, he was the next one over.
he was
and
just always one step ahead
he-
of us.
he
always
the shark
I didn't use my
always
fish finder
one
like
step
an idiot.
ahead.
the shark in the first phase has these three little special powers, and one of them is you can ignore, I think, the fish finder. One of them is you can eat multiple swimmers, or up to 3, I believe.
Shark power.
And I think he just was really good at using those as compared to us playing our roles. He was just much better.
And if the shark eats so many people, that's when you go into the next phase, right?
Yeah, it was. If we got the 2 barrels on him, then we were basically the winners of the first round. If he ate, what was it, like 20 people?
9.
9?
I think it was 9. Pretty sure it's 9.
My God, I'm picturing like Mega Shark from those terrible movies.
Megalodon.
The Meg.
The Meg.
I'm Jason Statham, and I have a lot of bad days. Friggin' sharks. Come on, the man's heart got taken out of his body.
9.
That's pretty bad. So
It's 9.
9?
9 swimmers.
Didn't
Go
you?
into Lederhosen when they swim in the... What?
Didn't
in
you
the
also?
Rhine?
Didn't you also have binoculars or something
Oh,
I
yeah, you
did.
had your binos. You could like.
And those
spot.
were just, I think, in
in the first phase?
but I think they were just the beach that you're looking at.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
That was one of the crazy things. Is like, you know, as Eric Estrada, he's got like supervision, but he can only stay on the island.
Yeah, it's just the space that you're looking at. So, like, if I said West Beach, if he's on West Beach, he has to tell me, or in the water off of West Beach.
Okay, and each turn we get, was it 3 actions or 4? Because it was, we could like move, we could throw the
4.
barrels, we could James could close.
I believe
beaches.
it's 4 normally, and then sometimes we ended up with more or less, depending on...
I believe it was event cards could change.
Event
that,
cards,
wasn't
yeah.
it? Yeah, it's like, you know, you've got like a speed boost, or your alcoholism hasn't affected you, so you're thinking clearly.
4 actions.
4 actions.
Up to 4.
Okay. Up to 4.
We were right.
Yay!
Yay! Yay, you were right!
We played this a little while ago, so we're still a little fuzzy.
Again, we had a baby in there, so we kind of got pushed out a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a crazy few weeks.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
to say the least.
did you guys like Jaws?
We didn't.
Well, we haven't.
We gotta talk about the second phase.
Oh, did we not?
We
No.
did not.
We kind of did.
We did not. You
I'm
see,
my bad. Sorry, guys.
You see, the thing is, when Nathan just absolutely destroyed us, and
we just wanted to
ate
forget
everyone,
about it.
It was so bad because whoever wins the first round has access to more resources. In this case, Nathan had a lot of cool shark powers.
Shark powers.
Shark powers.
Shark power.
Yeah. He had
Power
the power.
Ranger
Street
sharks.
sharks. Jawsome. No? No street sharks?
I don't think that goes over too many people's heads.
I'm really into street sharks, if you guys didn't notice.
I just have. Was it Nathan that we kept saying, "What can I say except you're welcome"? And he's like, "Man, there's a lot of Maui."
No
We kept
kidding.
singing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think
Dead soon.
cumulatively between the three of us, and probably Nathan as well, we've seen that movie about 45 times?
Probably.
Somewhere in there?
Probably.
Yeah. So.
He just learned our true nature. We just break out into song all the time.
And we
Oh,
do
yeah.
break out in the song.
Yes.
But yeah, so the shark got a ton of powers, and the opposite is we would get equipment cards. Well,
We got all the
we got
Poopy
just
equipment.
the basic level equipment cards, the minimum amount, because we let him eat 9 swimmers.
I had
9.
Yeah, I had
we
like,
let him.
We let him eat 9 swimmers.
yeah.
So we got like a hammer.
Yeah, and like one of his shark powers was like his defense was like
It added 1 to the defense, or his evade.
yeah, the hammer was completely worthless. My knife was worthless. Our excuse me.
We had a one-shot rifle.
Yeah.
Hey, we used that rifle quite well.
The one shot.
That one shot. We
Yeah,
did
that
some,
was the only damage we did.
to
I
be
think.
fair, no, we did some other damage. To be
Okay.
fair, we
I did
got him.
some damage with my hammer.
I think halfway or a little more than halfway down on his health.
Yeah, but he decimated the boat.
He
We needed
did.
a bigger boat.
I think there was 1 tile left,
There was.
and it was damaged.
Yeah, the boat is made out of what? 6 tiles?
1, 2, 3, 5.
The boat's made out of
10.
these
I think it's
tiles,
Yeah.
and he can jump up and
8.
oh, it's 8.
8, sorry.
Tiles. I was
Man,
thinking
my
16.
memory is garbage today.
So we have 8 tiles for this boat, and he pops up and just takes a chunk out of the boat.
Yeah, because it starts off.
Oh,
it
and he
starts
had
off
good
all
rolls,
nice.
too.
Oh, he had some awesome rolls, and we were just so screwed.
So if you are the people, you want to do really well in the first set, so you can have better powers in the second set.
Better weapons.
Better
Better
weapons.
weapons and everything. I mean, when you're standing on the tile and you select, okay, the shark will appear here, here, or here. You can decide if you're going to move, if you're going to use your melee weapon, which is almost worthless. You can try and use the one-shot rifle, and the shark will come up. If, depending on the amount of damage that he rolls, the piece will still be there, but it will
Be damaged.
Yeah, that piece looks all janky and everything, and you could fall into the water, which gives you a movement penalty.
As well as it allows him to attack you
And eat you.
and give you a little nibble
Yeah.
while he's there.
Just a little snack.
Just a little snack, little num num.
He's licking my toes. Why?
But yeah, no,
Salty.
like every time he would pop up, he would roll, and there's a lower roll, which is the damaged number, and then there's a higher roll, which is the destroyed. And I think on at least half of them, he rolled it destroyed
Destroyed.
the first time. Like, I
destroyed.
mean, he was just messing us up.
Yeah, and it's not like if like the middle 2 tiles get eaten, then you can't move to those front 2 tiles. You
No,
can
you
move.
just gotta swim.
You've got to swim. Yeah, somehow you're missing like 90% of your boat, but you can still move between like the bow and the aft of the ship.
Well, I think the argument is, at least thematically, is that part of the boat is still there under the water connecting it. It's just like...
Are you in shallow water though? I mean,
No, but I mean, it's still semi-floating.
okay,
It's
Yeah.
half sunk.
just the surface level is screwed.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would say we did well with what we had.
In the orca
But we
phase,
had really
we did
bad-
fine
The
considering.
first phase we did horrible, but the second phase, like, we really fought.
Yeah. No,
And-
it
Oh,
came
yeah.
down
We should have
to-
died sooner, but I think we held it together pretty well.
The fact that we didn't die sooner is amazing.
True.
Basically, at that point, it's like, we're just going to stay... We're going to die, but we'll stay alive as long as we can.
We're holding on out of spite. it,
Damn you, shark!
It really was. Because, I mean, honestly, we should have... I think the way that the tiles came up is like we're all in the back part of the boat, but like Nathan could appear in the front, like the front 3 tiles. And
Yeah.
so it was like, okay, do we even want to risk moving, or do we just stay put and let him destroy part of the ship? Or, I mean, as he had free range so many times just to destroy the ship.
And we're just sitting here hitting a giant great white shark with a hammer
I was a bit sad about that.
and a baseball bat.
Yeah,
Its
baseball.
attack
But
value was
I had
1 or
I had the
something.
knife that like was supposed to stick in him. Yeah, it was not the Crocodile Dundee knife.
Let's just
though.
say that is not a situation I would ever
Call that a knife?
That's a spoon.
Oh, I see you've played knifey spoony before.
Enough people will get that joke. It's fine. But this was a good game. This is hard if you aren't strategizing.
Yeah.
So you definitely want You definitely want to plan if you're the people.
Mm-hmm.
And you want a dumb person to play the shark.
You mean I'm supposed to go towards you? Okay. Don't do that. Then they won't play with you anymore.
That's how you lose all your friends.
Why'd you
Amanda.
make me be the shark?
Don't lose all
'Cause
your
you're
friends.
the dumb one.
Don't lose your friends.
Don't lose your friends. Don't make them the dumb shark.
Dumb shark.
Do, 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 do.
No, don't do it again. Don't do it.
Oh, we're losing listeners left and right for that. because
just no.
Don't stop listening. Do, 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 do.
Oh my god.
No.
Okay, we're
Bad, my wife.
Yes.
Bad.
Yeah, we're
I'm not a witch. I'm your wife.
I'm not a witch, my wife. So now I'm going to ask, how did you feel about the game?
That was all right.
It was okay.
No, it was good. I liked that.
Yeah.
I was really curious because when you showed me the box, I was like, how is this gonna work?
Yeah.
Because I was picturing that like when you're playing the shark, there's like some kind of shark puppet that you're supposed to like move around the board. Because I mean, there is the cool tile that shows like Jaws emerging out of the water, and it's got the little mouth and everything.
Oh, the shark mover is what
Yes.
they call it.
Yeah, I got the shark mover, and we have the little wooden boats and everything. So those are pretty neat.
You know, it's kind of funny. There was a game that I had as a kid, and I don't know what the name of it is off the top of my head.
Okay.
But it had this, it had circle track, and you had different colored fish.
Oh.
And the shark would move in a circle around this track, gobbling up the fish. And so you're speed rolling these dice, trying to move forward on this track in a circle, hoping that you'd outrun the shark.
Oh,
and
that sounds so familiar.
you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do.
Yeah, no, that. And as soon as I saw they were making a shark game, a Jaws game, I was like, man, is it going to be that? Because that'd be cool too. I'd play that again.
Look, the next step, because I'm sure this is going to be a big enough success that someone's going to say, why don't we make a Sharknado game?
Prospero
it might
Hall,
be okay.
Ravensburger. You guys need to make a Sharknado game.
Could that, you could almost use the same theme from this one.
The mechanics and all that.
You could almost use the same mechanics.
Next.
Someone gets stuck being Ian Ziering, though.
How about some
I
sand
honestly
sharks?
never watched the movie Sand Sharks.
It's so dumb. Yeah, can we just? That was the only thing that saved us is that the shark was not a land shark.
There is a movie where the sharks are in the sand.
It's so terrible.
It is.
Isn't that just Tremors?
No,
With
Tremors
sharks.
was good.
Oh,
Tremors was good.
well, I know Tremors was good, but isn't that just basically Tremors?
But they're only on the beach.
Yeah, but they're
in the
sand
sand.
sharks. Lisa and I went on a bender just watching terrible shark
You
movies.
shouldn't have done that.
No, we shouldn't. Empire of the Sharks was terrible. It's like Waterworld, but worse.
No,
Why are shark movies always so hokey?
I don't know.
because people
Look,
are fascinated with sharks.
look. When the first Sharknado came out, everyone thought this is dumb, and then it became a cult classic, and then everything was put on the table. So now it opened the way for lavalantulas and squirrel pool and
Mega.
snail
What was
storm.
that one you showed me where someone showed me something about
Was it
sharks that could
Ghost
show
Shark?
up in Ghost Shark?
Yeah, Ghost Shark. Look up Ghost Shark, people. It's
just
funny.
watch it on YouTube.
It's so bad.
We can make cotton candy sharks.
No,
Sugar Shark.
Amanda,
Sugar.
did you enjoy playing Jaws?
I really did. I would say that I don't know if you would consider it hidden movement game,
I would consider it hidden movie.
but because
Shark was pretty well hidden.
Yeah.
because of our experience with Letters to Whitechapel with you and Bob, I was like not a fan of
Stay
these
at
hidden
the
movement games.
Whitechapel. I'm sorry. No,
but,
I'm not.
but I'm getting more and more into them, and I liked this one because it is easy to learn, and it's not a lot of rules and stuff like that.
Downtime and all that.
Yeah, you're
So
just going,
would you want to
it's
be the shark the next
flowing
time we
easy.
play?
I would try being the shark. I'm usually scared of being that person because
Nah.
I would be the dumb
Fine.
friend.
You can be Rob Lowe Shark.
Rob Shark.
You're the one. You have cable.
We were actually watching the
I
Orville.
was going to say we're watching the Orville, and he's on the Orville. He's this blue alien that
Goes into heat and makes everyone.
he makes everyone frisky.
Wow.
I mean, I
It's
think
really
Roblo.
weird.
I think
It's
Roblo
Roblo.
just makes everyone frisky in real life, so it works.
It's Roblo.
Hey, one of his best
Roblo is
parts was
Roblo.
in Stephen King's The Stand.
Was he in it? I didn't even...
He was the one that didn't talk.
Oh.
But he
okay.
did a really
Was
good
he
job.
like 12 in that?
He was really young. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in that one. There was a lot of star power in that.
Star power.
Well, shoot, Matt Frewer destroying Des Moines, because I'm sure everyone's thought about that. Matt Frewer destroying Des Moines. It's on everyone's mind. It's like, why would he do that? Why Des Moines? It's because Stephen King just didn't like it or something. I don't know. I'm sure that they'll make a Stand game at some point because they got another miniseries coming out.
It's fair.
But
Yeah.
I would definitely say go play this game.
Yes.
Whether you watch Jaws or not,
Get
it's
it.
a lot of fun.
Get it.
Is
And
this one
easy.
that's easy to find?
Target.
Really?
It was a Target exclusive. Is a Target exclusive. I don't know. Ravensburger has a bunch of like games at Target, which if you look at our Twitter, you'll see my shelf of their games.
Wasn't that the one where you went to go buy it and it was in the back, but they wouldn't get it?
Oh
for
no,
you?
that was Villain.
It
The
was
Villainous
Villainous?
expansion.
That was the
Yeah.
Villainous expansion, which we'll talk about.
Well, actually, no,
in the
that happened with
future.
Jaws too.
That did happen with Jaws?
Yeah.
No, I thought we got Jaws.
No, my mom got it for me.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
My mommy. My mommy.
We're just gonna say the Sparks Target's kind of bad about putting their stuff out
Yeah.
when they're supposed to.
But
it's
yeah,
like
no, I love this
stocking the
game.
shelves.
Yeah. I love this game. Go play it. Go get it. Just get it. Do it.
Get
Do
your
it.
shark on. Get your
'Cause
shark
it's
on.
Jaws. Come on. Everybody
And-
loves Jaws.
And if you want to have extra fun, get the Funko Pop of a shark.
Oh,
and then
that'd be
use,
fun.
And use that instead of the little shark thing.
Yeah.
Just
Should
because.
definitely do that.
I want to get one of the Sharknado ones, just because.
I had no idea there was shark Funko Pops.
Yes.
Funko Pops of everything.
Yeah, there is one of Sharknado. I've actually seen it because I've been to some of those conventions where they got just the walls of the Funko Pop.
I
Don't worry,
have-
we're going to talk about Funko Pop a little bit later.
Yeah.
I have a Dr. Malcolm Funko Pop in my classroom.
Ian
So-
Malcolm.
Jeff
Oh,
Goldblum.
that's who it is. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Jeff
And then the
Goldblum.
other one is...
I've glanced at it. I have.
We're going to talk about him later, too.
Yeah.
Man, all this stuff coming up.
Yeah.
I also have
Yeah,
Steve.
Life finds a way. It's a terrible impression. I need to work on that.
That's okay. Your others are great, so it makes up for it.
Okay. Yeah. I always go back to my default of Christopher Walken. That seems to be the winner.
You're allowed to have one bad one.
Okay.
I pretty much can only do an impression of a
The
dinosaur
dinosaur.
roaring.
Oh, that was a
Did
fantastic.
you say a pregnant dinosaur?
Not a... No.
Things got different on Barney. Wow.
Barney's really a girl.
Barney found a way.
Life finds a way.
Barney became a woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you just assume my gender?
No.
Well,
no,
he
I
is
didn't.
he is purple. That's kind of a neutral color, I guess.
This is a bad rabbit hole.
Yeah. Well, let's get out of this rabbit hole and we'll dive into a different one. So.
Hey, James,
Okay.
what's the next topic?
I think Dennis wants to talk about something for a minute.
Hey,
So I'm gonna-
Dennis,
I'm
what
gonna-
you going to talk
I'm gonna
about?
let him talk about it.
I'm going to do my best to keep this short and sweet because
He's
I
angry.
am just like so. Okay, so as of the time of this recording, we are a week after two very tragic events in both Texas and Ohio, and I'm not going to mention the perpetrators. They did something awful. A lot of people got hurt and killed. And, you know, one of the things that we talk about on Rulebooks Anonymous, our main focus is board games. And you've heard our tagline, board games, card games, video games, mind games.
Not so
no,
much.
No mind games, not so much. But the incident, and anytime one of these incidents comes up, without fail, there's always the tribalistic approach of both sides of the spectrum to blame certain things. And going all the way back to the 90s, the blame for horrific events is put on the weapon of choice of these perpetrators, or their music that they listen to, or movies, or video games. Because we can't actually put the onus on the scumbags that do these things. I'm sorry, my own personal belief, and honestly, like I said, I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet. I'm trying not to curse. because it just irritates the hell out of me. And there I go and say hell, but it's not one of the big three. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of these one of these things that just drives me nuts is because, again, people that do these sorts of things are to blame. It is not because they heard something on the radio. It's not because of the president. It's not because of what they used or anything like that. It is them. They made the choice to do terrible things. And this is probably the most sort of political crap that you'll hear on this show, because we don't like doing that. But without fail, they go right to video games. They're saying that, well, there is a link between violent video games and causing this kind of problem. There is one idiotic person that said Japan doesn't have video games. And Japan is like the number one market for video games. That's where most video games come from, for crying out
Someone
loud.
said that?
It's generally like kind of the birthplace of most video games.
Yeah, the biggest markets, from what I understand, are Japan, China, and us. Okay, and if this was truly an epidemic, because the censorship laws that we have here, thanks to everyone freaking out about Mortal Kombat back in 1993, I believe it was, that was the birthplace of the ESRB, by the way, was back then, because everyone was freaking out about Mortal Kombat and the censorship of certain things that you can and can't have in video games. We've actually kind of relaxed on that a little bit when it comes to what we can and can't have in there, because I mean, face it, Super Nintendo graphics of using Sub-Zero to freeze someone and shatter them is way different from what we have today. But sorry, I'm going on tangents and I'm losing my train of thought. But we have these censorship laws. We've put in the place that if you're of a certain age, you can't buy certain games. It's the same thing with movies. But because somebody played Fortnite, because somebody played Call of Duty, because they played Mortal Kombat or whatever, that led them to do something terrible. There is no link to playing those games and committing these atrocities. What they found is you lose a game, you're ticked off, but it's gone pretty quick. We're not talking about like you've lost a game and then you go and you contemplate that you're going to go and stomp on turtles or look for extra life mushrooms. I don't know. Some people might be looking for extra life mushrooms.
I mean, or some sort of mushrooms.
Yes. Hey, if I could find a cool tanuki suit so that I could fly around, I would. I would not skin a tanuki, though. That seems pretty mean.
Wait for it to die of natural causes.
I will harvest its powers of flight. I don't know if they can fly. But
this isn't environmentally friendly.
Yeah, exactly. But there isn't a link, but everyone likes to sit there and say, well, there's studies out there. Yeah, the studies say that you're full of it. Mm-hmm. Video games do not cause violence like that. It's the person. It's the person choosing to go out there and be an absolute scumbag and hurt people. It's not because of video games. I can't stress that enough. The Neon and Geeky Sparkles over on Clownfish TV did a great video on everything, because you have the media that decided to dog on gamers, saying, calling them all out as misogynistic and hating women and all this other crap. And then someone says, oh yeah, there's a link between playing video games and all the stuff that just happened. And all of a sudden the media is like, no, gamers are cool. It's fine. It's just, you pick a hole. All right.
There's actually a show, it's not going anymore, but it's Penn and Teller's Bowl. Yeah,
that's a great show.
And they actually have a really good episode that addresses this topic.
Yeah, they showed a young boy, probably, I think he was like 9 or something.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, he shot a rifle for the first time, and it didn't like excite him and make him want to go out and do it more. He was like freaked out by it.
Well, this is a kid that plays first-person shooter games all the time.
Exactly. The incident back in Colorado back in the 90s, they played Doom and I think something else. I forget which.
But this kid shot, like he had a police officer took him to a shooting range, let him shoot a gun. And at the end of this episode, they actually showed the kid after he shot it, and he was bawling.
Yeah.
He didn't like it.
Yeah.
It freaked him out.
Exactly. And I know it's easy to say that it's a different time, different circumstances and everything, but the evils within humanity will always find a way. You blaming games, you blaming...
Not you guys specifically.
Not you specifically, but okay, people out there blaming games, music, movies, the president, this person, that person, whatever. You are giving people a cop-out. You are allowing them to say, it's not my fault, it's them. You can't sit there and do that. People have to take responsibility. You have to call it out for what it is. It's evil. It's someone going out and doing horrific things because they are evil, because they are scum. Not the video game's fault, not the music, not the president, not the board games, not the food they eat. Lay off my bacon. And on that note, I'm going to stop.
All right. We're going to talk about more exciting things.
We're going to bring
now.
it back to something very cheerful.
We're going to talk about Gen Con, the rest of Gen Con, because we kind of talked a little bit about Gen Con.
It was day one when we recorded last
It was
time.
day one, and now it's day 20. I don't know. It was
Post.
It's done. It's done, right?
Yeah, it was
7 days or something.
7 days, somewhere in there. But yeah, we're going to talk about it. And I'm just going to go through a couple little lists I have of things that came up. Some of them I've kind of talked about. Some of them I haven't. But just bear with me as we walk through.
The first one is one we just got today.
Speaking of Prospero Hall and Ravensburger.
Sorry, it's been that kind of day.
He's got his
It's
beer.
tea, people.
He's
it's
got his
tea.
beer over there.
Kicking back a Coors Light over there. Just kidding.
Coors
I don't
tea.
drink Coors Light.
Only
Ow.
trashy people drink Coors. Oh,
Hey.
sorry, that's my husband.
You're always one Pabst Blue Ribbon away from being white trash and in trouble. See South Park.
South Park. But we went to Target today because we had to buy other things, and
And I love Target.
yeah, man, and Penny loves Target.
Now,
so we go to
just
Target.
kind of a side note: was it to specifically buy the games, or was it to
No.
specifically buy the other stuff?
buy the other stuff, and I snuck it in there because I knew it was there.
That's how I get to take my trips to Target, is because
Because
James.
I know there's games there, so
has-
I buy them.
So it works out nicely for us.
So
the
the
red
first
card is a dangerous thing.
Oh, we don't even have the red card.
Oh, jeez.
Too many accounts were compromised for us to trust that.
That's
fair.
But that's another argument.
That's a different podcast entirely.
That's a very different podcast. So I bought Horrified today.
You were horrified by it?
I was horrified by Horrified.
How horrified?
Very.
He
Okay.
was horrified by how much we spent at Target.
I don't even want to talk about that.
My credit card actually melted.
Yes, laser beam eyes.
Oh wait, that doesn't work.
So Horrified is a game much in the same vein from what I've read so far and the rules that I've looked at as Pandemic.
I still haven't played that one.
Oh, we'll get there.
Eventually.
Or we'll just play this instead.
Okay.
Pandemic
So-
stresses me out.
Horrified utilizes the universal monsters such as Dracula and Frankenstein, Frankenstein's bride, Frankenstein's monster,
The
and the
That's
bride
like
Frankenstein.
classic monsters.
Creature from the Black Lagoon, Wolfman, etc., etc.
Just to clarify for everyone, these are like the old black and white ones. This is like Bela Lugosi.
Bela
drove-
Lugosi, yeah,
One of
exactly.
the best Draculas out
Oh,
there.
he was amazing. And so you are playing as monster fighters, effectively?
Okay,
Can I be Buffy?
No, you don't get to be Buffy.
okay. I'm gonna tap into the 80s. Did you ever see Monster Squad?
Oh, that sounds familiar. I swear I probably did.
Kids that are fighting, like Dracula comes to this town and he's like looking for Frankenstein's monster.
Was it kind of like Scooby-Doo cartoonish looking?
No, this was live action.
Oh, okay, then no. This is
Yeah.
something else then.
Yeah, that one kid that was in all of the 80s movies, and I think he was in the Wonder Years, but he's like making fun of the overweight
Savage?
kid.
The Savage?
No, I think he played his brother in the Fred Savage.
Oh, Ben
one.
Savage?
No, the brother in the Wonder Years, the
sorry.
older guy. What's
Yeah.
his name?
I don't know.
I want to call him Biff, but it wasn't Biff.
I think that was him, but he was making fun of the overweight kid, and the kid's name was like Horace or something, and so like he defeats one of the monsters and saves the bullies, and they're like, "Hey, fat kid, thanks. My name is Horace." He chucks the shotgun. This is after taking out one of the monsters. Minor spoiler alert.
Well, now it's ruined. Now I can't go watch it. Thanks, Dennis.
Oh, there's so many.
I know it's like 20 years ago.
Dude, 30. This is 80s, man. Okay.
What year is it?
2019.
I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so you're fighting monsters.
That's kind of what it reminds me of. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Going off on tangents again.
Tangential. What?
I think our listeners probably expect that.
I think if they
point.
didn't.
Rulebooks Anonymous is now known as Tangents.
Tangent City. James gets distracted. But
Shiny chicken. We'll just call it shiny
Squirrel.
chicken.
Shiny turkey leg, please.
Yes.
Shiny turkey bone armor.
Why is it shiny now?
Grease. It's shiny. It's sun bleached.
It's
fine.
+1.
We shine it with the chicken grease or
Ew.
turkey grease.
Oh, that's so gross. But anyway, this game had a lot of buzz at Gen Con, and I've been kind of watching it, and so I bought it today, and we'll play it soon, because probably closer to October, but is when we'll do the review. But
We
I'm
have a slew
excited.
of October type games.
We're just gonna do
we
all
have a
kinds
lot.
of horror
We
games.
got that.
in
We got
October.
Last Friday. We got Betrayal. Oh my gosh, Dead of Winter we could do. Oh, so many. Anyway, so that was one that came out, and I bought it today because I want it. Imperial Settlers from Portal. I'm not hating on them. I'm not been that interested in it. Unmatched Battle of Legends from Restoration Games. I think we kind of touched on this a little bit.
I think so. It sounds familiar.
And apparently it went over well at Gen Con. People were excited about it. So
Was this crowdfunded?
No.
Okay.
This was I'm trying to remember what game it was derived
Lucy
from.
sounded disappointed.
Star Wars Epic Duels was the original game that they took and
Hash.
Reskinned it?
kajiggered it.
Okay.
Redid it.
Redid it.
Because that's what Restoration Games does.
That's a made up
Restores
word.
them.
Just so you know.
Rejiggered? That's not a made up word. No, that's a thing. We're going to Google that later.
I'm going to Google it right now.
Fine, you Google it right now.
Is there a game where you just Google stuff?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if there was.
Quick, Google that.
Google it.
It's
So anyway,
called Google that.
that one went over well, and they announced the Jurassic Park expansion for it. So right now they have
Really?
King Arthur, Medusa, Sinbad, and Alice in Wonderland, as well as Bigfoot and Bruce Lee. And
Is it Sinbad like the comedian?
no, Sinbad from the Arabian Tales. Right? Was Sinbad Arabian Tales? I think so.
I want to say yes.
Am I crazy?
No.
I think I'm.
Well, you're crazy for different reasons.
Yeah, but I think I'm right.
I'm going to eat some crow here.
Ooh!
Rejigger means organize differently or rearrange, and the example sentence is, he rejiggers his stump speech ever so slightly to fit the crowd.
Ooh.
It's a verb.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right,
Miss
teacher.
Amanda.
I've never heard that word before.
Well, now you've heard it.
Seriously?
You've never heard rejiggered?
I've never heard rejiggered, you guys. I'm from Idaho.
We
We'll
won't
blame
hold
it
that
on that.
against you.
So, Battle of Legends, Unmatched Battle of Legends. So, probably going to try and pick up some of that at some point. I'm not going to get all of it, but that was the one where they have the Buffy the Vampire Slayer
That's
license.
probably what I was thinking of.
They're going to be putting that out soon.
Sometime soon?
They haven't given a release date, I think, on that one yet, but I know they're working on it. They were talking about it.
Oh, come on, people.
I mean, they're going as fast as they can.
Not fast enough.
Go faster.
They announced, let's see, Machikoro Legacy, or released it, rather. I don't know if you ever played Machikoro. It's a card game.
No, I have not.
It was never that exciting in my brain.
Okay.
Not that I'm hating on them. It just wasn't something I was interested in.
That's
Or
fine.
maybe it's someone else's.
Yeah, just remember, people, when I'm talking about games that I'm not necessarily poo-pooing, but not
Doesn't
talking
mean
excited
that it's
doesn't
bad.
mean it's bad. It just means that I'm not interested in it.
So you don't have to go with what James...
Yeah, you can ignore everything I say and say that guy's a moron and go get your Machikoro Legacy.
Yeah, remember,
And then give him the finger while you're doing it.
Don't do that. That's rude.
How do you
So-
flip off a podcast? I mean, it's not like we can see it.
That's true.
Well, it's perfect. They feel better, but we don't know it's happening.
So Funko Games released a Funkoverse strategy game, and I believe it's like a battle game using Funko Pops. And they released.
Can you use your own?
I assume you could. You'd have to do a little bit of...
I'm guessing the game uses smaller versions.
I think they're slightly smaller, and they have like stats, so I think you would have to actually assign stats to them. But some of the sets that are out there are Rick and Morty, Harry Potter, The Golden Girls. Those are some of the ones that I've seen, but I know there's a couple others they're working on as well. But I've heard it's pretty good. I've heard it's not bad. I'm intrigued, moderately interested. Oh, they have a Batman one too.
Screw that. I'm playing as Betty White.
I was reading somewhere, someone was talking about the fact that the Golden Girls are effectively a tank. You can use them as a tank. I'm like, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Well, then in the dark ages of 2016, that was like the year like every celebrity was dying for whatever reason.
And Betty White survived them all.
Oh, the best meme for that shows like the Grim Reaper, and it's like, Reaper 2016, and he's taking a swipe, and you just see like Betty White flipping him off, going, "Missed again, bitch." She's gonna live forever.
She really is.
Her and Keith Richards.
Keith Richards. I think he's already dead. We just don't know it yet. He's weakened at Bernie.
Keith Richards and Betty White are in a sitcom now.
Oh no. The Terror Below, which is Trimmers, effectively, and this is one I talked about a while ago. Sand Sharks. I mentioned this one probably 5 months ago, something like that, as it was on Kickstarter, and I almost backed it, and then I didn't at the last minute, and apparently it's very good.
So you're regretting you didn't back it?
A little bit upset. A little bit mad at myself.
What's that one? What does it look like? You're looking at the picture. I'm not. I can't see.
Well, the picture's just artwork.
Oh, that's still... Yeah, that does look like Tremors.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like Kevin Bacon, though.
No, there's no bacon in there. No
Disappointing.
Bacon. We all knew it was coming. But they finally, I think, had it out so people could at least tinker with it. And I know pre-orders went up.
Okay.
Dune.
Finally.
Bringing the Dune game back.
Oh, yes.
The original release was in 1979? Yeah, 1979. And they're bringing it back. And they've done a little bit of changes, but they said they've kept it pretty much true to the original with...
So did the original come out about the time of the first miniseries, or was that just when the book came out?
When did the miniseries come out? I don't remember. In the 80s? Right?
Probably the 80s.
So this was 79, so I'm going to go... was more the book.
It had oh god, I'm totally spacing his name. Captain Picard.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm spacing his name.
Ah, dang it.
Why'd you do this to me?
I don't know.
Why you do this?
Why you do this?
All right.
Patrick
Stewart.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze.
Same guy.
Roadhouse the game.
Roadhouse.
I apologize. I was
That's
talking to the babysitter, so I was not in that conversation.
Oh, well, that sounds like fun. We talked about Marvel Champions. Oh, so Cyberpunk 2077 was announced.
Yes. Great wholesome game and cool story.
2020 it's coming out?
I believe it does come out next year.
Early 2020? I don't know. Sometime in 2020. So
that's the one with Keanu Reeves for everyone.
Keanu. Simon, or Come On, as apparently they want to be known as now. I don't know why.
Come On?
Why would you want to be?
The original name was Cool Mini or Not, and then they shortened it, and then I guess they didn't like Simon, so they said, call us Come On.
I was going to say, they probably had a lot of jokes made about that.
Oh, this has been an ongoing thing for the last 2 months, making jokes about apostrophes and things like that. But
that's like the South Park with the Aquaman ripoff. Seaman.
Anyway, they announced Cyberpunk 2077 Afterlife, which is going to be a card game.
Ooh.
Designed by Eric M. Lang, who is wonderful.
TCG or just deck builder? Doesn't say. That's going to be a great edit. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, I cut it out.
Doesn't say.
Okay.
I'm sure it says on another site, and I'm just not looking. It's Eric Lang. It's going to be good.
Okay.
At worst, it'll be an average card game.
I was going to say, everything he makes is gold, basically.
Basically. And we're going to talk about another thing that was announced pretty soon here.
Okay.
Which
You're working your way to it.
My money is going to go to that. So
you got to build the hype.
Pathfinder Second Edition from Paizo was announced, or
Is it Paizo?
was it
Or
released?
is it Pizzo?
It was Paizo.
Paizo?
Pretty sure it's Paizo.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like Paizo?
I played Starfinder once at Gen Con with Chad and Patrick and some random people, and I'm not a big Pathfinder guy.
Okay.
I like regular D&D, which I know it's regular D&D. It's fire.
You said it was pretty fun though.
Starfinder was fun. Yeah, I had a good time.
The guy that
I just don't know that
was really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I just don't necessarily care about the system. Like,
That's one of the
it's fine.
cool things about.
It's a little bit finicky to me in my mind, based on how their stats are set up and
Okay.
the. I don't want to get into that right
I
now.
refrained
Weren't you,
from
like-
purchasing Gloomhaven on Steam so that I could play the board game and not be ruined. Because you and Chad both told me that, like, no, it's not going to be as good as the actual
I don't know. I've been
original.
seeing some of the stuff about the
It
video game,
looks-
and I'm like, you guys might be ruining the board game for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really cool, but I've refrained from that just because I want to experience like the actual like where
Sure.
it all started.
Well, we'll have to do that soon before I
Yes.
go back to work.
Make it so.
Come on, also
Number one.
Simon, come
Number
on, also announced Zombicide Second Edition. I still haven't got any of the Zombicide games. I've almost bought Black Plague like twice. I've had it in my hand, and that's
I've seen
it's just zombies coming after you, and you're just trying to fend off zombies as they try and murder you.
I think there's a mobile game. I keep seeing ads on
There
Facebook.
might be.
It could be unrelated too.
It could be.
because
There's
like
a
everything's,
really
you know,
cool zombie
everything.
game we'll have to play with Dennis soon.
Which one?
Dead of Winter.
Oh yeah, Dead of Winter's good.
That
This is
is-
different though. This is more like a dungeon crawl, but
Oh, that might be fun.
actually no, I guess it's more like a tower
Can
tower
I-
defense.
Can I play as the Walking Dead? Brains. So hungry. Brains.
So hungry.
Nice pun there.
Pancreas. Spleen.
So
Maybe your toes. Who knows?
Restoration
Stuck with the bad
games.
j-
We
bad
talked
dad
about
jokes.
Jurassic Park.
I think Dad Joke the game is actually a thing.
It's coming.
Hold on, I'm gonna
Um,
Google that.
We talked about Dark Tower. Dark Tower's coming soon. We talked about Spider Springs.
Now Dark Tower had no relation to the Stephen King novel, correct?
Not that I'm aware of. Maybe
Okay.
loosely, but Dark Tower is basically like an adventure game, and the original one had a tower in the middle, and the tower did all the math for you, kept all like track of everything, and like the whole game was run by the tower, and the new one will be very similar. They had demos of the tower.
Oh, okay.
You could watch it, and it was pretty cool.
So is this similar to like an app-driven game?
No.
No?
This is very much old school. Well, they said the phone's going to be slightly integrated or somewhat integrated, but it's primarily still driven by a tower.
Okay.
It's more like I have this really cool calculator that does all these calculations for me, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's hard to explain, I'll show you a video later.
Okay.
Everyone, if you're curious, just Google the Dark Tower and you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's different. It's definitely different than some of the things. That's it from the Restoration Games announced another thing, and I'm not seeing it on their site for some reason, which is really weird to me.
Sequel to Speed Force or
No,
Downforce.
it was
Upforce.
the next game.
Planes.
There's a joke called. There's a game that's the dad joke face-off party game. By the way, just so y'all know.
That sounds like awful.
It looks like a card game or something.
I don't want it.
It's probably like apples to apples.
Like not a good apples to apples.
Sour apples to apples.
How about them apples?
Sour grapes.
Graping it up.
Grape Escape. Terrible commercial.
Why am I not seeing it?
It was Saw the board game when you think about it, because you're just killing these grapes in horrific ways.
I don't think I've seen that
You
commercial.
don't remember that? They were like made out of Play-Doh and they're running around
We watched
screaming.
that a while ago.
Yeah.
I showed you.
Yeah, we talked about that on the show.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you
Yeah,
guys!
like the scissors are cutting the grapes in half, and like there's a foot that stomps on them. They're getting steamrollered, and the kids are just smiling as these grapes are being killed in horrific ways. The 80s was a very scary time.
I don't know. I guess my brain just shuts things out like that.
It's fair. Though, I'm still getting hyped for playing Big Trouble in Little China. I did subject Lisa to that the other day.
To the movie?
Yes.
That's great.
We actually, when my parents were up here, my mom was doing something, and James and my dad were just kind of sitting there, and so I put it on.
We just had a baby recently, in case anyone didn't know, so we weren't just being lazy.
I literally, it was the day I got home from the hospital, and I put it on, and and then somehow my mom came in, and she sat down and watched it, and then when it was over, because we were talking about movies we could watch that night, because that was in the afternoon, and that one gets over, and my mom goes, I was just hoping we could watch something good. I was like, that was good, Mom.
Lisa had a lot of questions towards the end after they drank, and I just told her, it's like, look, it's the potion of infinite bull blank.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I like the crossbow, where he's holding it with one hand. He can lift, like, an 89-pound woman as she's going up, and then, like, Jack Burton, of course. It's like, yeah,
So
the magical potion of infinite BS.
Let's just say it was an 80s movie.
Oh, it's pure cheese, but it's pure awesome.
Keep that in mind as you watch it, and then it's good.
Exactly.
So another one that was announced, I couldn't find the Restoration Games. I'm going to find it eventually. It's going to drive me nuts. But come on, Simon announced. I'm just going to keep doing it. So the games Blood Rage and Rising Sun, which I know you haven't played Rising Sun yet.
Not yet.
But we're going to. The whole thing there is it was supposed to be a series of 3 games. So those are the first 2. And he finally announced the third one is going to be called Ankh.
I'm guessing Egyptian.
Yes.
Ooh.
It is Egyptian. You're playing as an Egyptian god. And you are competing to survive as society begins to forget the old gods and the old ways. And you're trying to keep your followers. And I was watching an interview, and it sounds interesting. And so, yeah, definitely my money will be...
Kind of reminds me of American Gods.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, because I think it was Neil Gaiman, who wrote that.
Yep. But so I'm excited about that, so that's going to be good.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's the same artist, same sculptor, and Eric Lang, same designer as the first 2, so...
Nice.
They're coming back. This is it. This is the third one, so that's exciting. I'm excited about that. My money is set aside for that already. Sorry, Amanda.
If you can't tell, on Rulebooks Anonymous, we have some of our favorites.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
biased.
partial. We do have our own biases.
Sorry, kids, you don't get to go to college because Daddy needs more games.
We're eating
Well, I
ramen
mean-
this month.
Their college is daycare.
That's true.
We
That
spend
money's
as much
already
as-
there.
Spend as much
Man,
as
daycare is expensive.
daycare as you would for
That's
college.
a scam. That's the real scam right there.
Yeah. So another
a good
game
mortgage.
that was announced, or no, it came out. Sorry, it came out. It was Black Angel. It is a Euro game, but it is a science fiction Euro game, and apparently that one is really good and people like it. I haven't watched too much on it yet, but I am excited. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to go through all these, see what I can find.
Got to do it before we run out of time.
We're running out of time,
Are we
dude.
running out of time?
Well, to be fair, we're not really consistent on like length of episodes.
No, we're all over the place.
Other than like roughly an hour.
You know whose fault that is? That's my fault.
Mm.
Just blame me.
Okay.
Everything is your fault.
It definitely
I
is.
thought we already
Past
had that
James,
established.
Present James, planning James.
Planning, James.
Planning James is responsible
I mean-
for our inconsistent run times.
Oh, yeah, it is definitely.
You-
Looks like we're getting a Wolfenstein board game too. That's exciting.
I think I saw something that they were also doing a God of War.
Yeah, they are. I actually had that on my first.
Okay, do you know if that's going to be based off of the original games or the new game or something completely original?
Hold, please.
Okay, fine.
This is your fault.
Well, to be fair, like the new
Shouldn't ask
God of
questions.
War, yeah, the new God of War is basically Bad Dad Simulator.
Oh yeah, because he's got the kid in there.
He's got the kid. He doesn't even like call him by his name except for like 3 times. throughout the whole
This
game.
is based on the Bad Dad Simulator.
Awesome.
Is that good or bad?
No, it was a great game, a great story, and everything. It has like a lot of Skyrim elements in terms of like equipment and progression and things like that. And he runs around calling him boy.
I have to
So it's
ask,
going to be what? Go ahead.
is the line, I'm thirsty. Hi, Thursday and Friday. Is that line in there?
It isn't, but there is a video of the voice actor for Kratos doing dad jokes.
That's great.
And the voice actor for Kratos is exactly like what you would picture him. I mean, he looks like he could be Kratos. All you have to do is just put the makeup on him.
So,
It was hilarious.
Game Informer says this is based on the 2018 video game of the same name. The new card game is a cooperative affair in which players control the likes of Kratos. And here's a moment. Is it Atreyu or Atreus?
Atreus.
Okay. And Freya, as they seek to halt Ragnarok. So it's a card-based board game.
Now, if it was Atreyu, then that game would never end. I'm just going to leave it there and let everyone connect the dots.
Oh, that's bad. You're a bad person.
Some weird-ass one. That's the first childhood trauma for a lot of us growing up in the 80s.
Here's one thing that was announced. Actually,
Yep.
oh, yeah. Just before Gen Con, Simon, come on. I can't.
It sounds even worse when you follow up with Simon, come on.
Come on, Simon. Simon, come on.
That's a lot to swallow.
Oh my god.
I think we can get away with that.
I hope so. I like that. That's good.
They announced a one system infinite games called Tiboro.
How do you spell it?
Teburu. Teburu. Tibro?
Tiburo?
I don't know. It's coming to Kickstarter. Effectively, what it's supposed to be is it's a one single system integrating board games. And the way that I heard Eric Lang explain it is instead of having to sit and read through a 40-page rule book, you'll just need to know quick rules, and it will do all the rest of the fidgety stuff for you.
Ooh.
I just don't know. So many times they've tried to do these digital implementations, and at what point do you just go play a video game instead? I'm not trying to start a discussion topic, but just kind of that's my feeling on these things. Like, I feel like Mansions of Madness and Lord of the Rings and things like that do just fine using the app integration, because it's not the entire game. There's still a board with things going on. I don't know about this.
And I think that's one of those ones where if you're ceding too much power to the app or whatever, then, like you said, you might as well just go play a video game.
As well just go play a video game, because it's the same thing. But we'll see. Maybe it'll be cool.
For another day.
Maybe it'll be cool. I talked about Armada already, right? Yeah,
Yep,
I think I
last
did.
episode.
Yep. So still excited about that, everyone. I still want those new ships, but I have to wait till, I think it said Q4 of next year. Or
my
something.
gosh.
Maybe it was earlier. Hold on. Let me see. Maybe
Okay.
I'm crazy.
No, we still got Star Trek. That's okay.
I didn't say anything.
But you don't have anything from like Star Trek Voyager, do you? What was your thoughts on Star Trek Voyager while I'm thinking about it?
It was okay.
Just okay?
It was okay. The Orville's better. If you want new Star Trek, just watch the Orville. It's like...
It was done by a Star Trek fan.
It's basically the closest you're going to get to Star Trek right now.
It truly feels like you are watching Star Trek.
I feel like I'm watching The Next Generation when I watch it. I really do. Like, yeah, they have their stupid little jokes that they put in here or there, but the only thing that it does is make it more personable than anything.
It really does.
We've already watched the whole first season and part of the second season. We're almost done with the second season, and then we got to wait till the third season comes out. But I'm a big fan of it, actually.
Actually, James made a really good comment about Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth
Oh my
MacFarlane.
gosh, there's so many Seths.
So many McFarlanes. Wait, what?
But he said he's like the most cultured fart joke guy ever.
He is. He'll talk about, like, Broadway shows and symphonic, things, and then the next minute he makes a poop joke, and you're like, what?
What's hilarious though is that Brian is his default voice for the most part.
That's him. Brian is him.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Yeah, he does like 99 voices, and like 3 of them aren't Stewie.
So I have 2 more games I'm going to talk about from Gen Con, and then I'm done.
All right.
and then I'm moving on. I'm going to stop boring everyone with my excitement. One of them I did back. It's called Mechanica. You're making, I believe it's vacuum cleaners.
Seriously?
But it's like AI vacuum cleaners, and they get stronger and stronger, and it's like...
Okay, looking at that, it's like it's like 70s style, 70s sci-fi artwork of a Roomba.
Yeah, effectively, and I'm really excited about
So
it.
it's like a horror sci-fi.
No, not like horror, but like 2001: A Space Odyssey sort of situation, where the computer's gonna kill you, but not really. It's pretty cool looking, and I'm really excited about it. And the board is part of the box effectively, and you have like a player board, and you add these improvements, and so you ship these units, and I'm really excited about it.
Cool.
The other one, and I'm probably gonna get this. Sorry, Panda. Is the Abomination, the Heir of Frankenstein? Frankenstein?
Are you building your own
You are
Frankenstein?
building the monster. You're getting body parts. You're putting them together. You have different things you have to take care of and control and make sure things don't get crazy. And
Nice.
Is it a multiple player game or just a one person?
no, it's multiple players. You're each making your
So
own
you're
monster.
making your own monster, and like then they
You
do
can
have
give
a
each
monster
other
fight?
a hand.
It's two.
A monster.
Very funny.
That was clever, damn it.
2 to 4 play. It's a 2 to 4 player game.
Very clever.
Each
Clever
creator
girl.
builds their own abomination. It's a worker placement. Yep. Really excited. Really want it. And it's who did this one? I don't remember who did it. I think it was Plaid Hat. I think it's Plaid Hat. So those are the other two that I wanted to talk about.
So this is another Simon game?
No, Plaid Hat. It's not. It's not Simon.
Come on, Seaman.
Simone.
Simone.
not even a
Simone. Hi, Simone. It's not Simone.
Okay.
But I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about a lot of games. It's kind of funny, like leading up to Gen Con, I really wasn't that jazzed about anything, if I'm being honest. Like nothing was all that exciting to me. And post Gen Con, I'm so excited about so many games.
It's just...
Maybe it's because you weren't going to Gen Con.
No, I don't think it was that. Usually, like, leading up to Gen Con, I'll sit there and I'll go through the BGG preview list, whatever it's called, and I'll find, 25, 30 games that I'm interested in looking at, and out of those 25, 30, I'll find 5 or 6 that I'm really into and want to buy, and ultimately buy, like, 3 or 4 of them.
Okay.
I think I found 2 that I was even interested in leading up to Gen Con.
Well, and you're, like I think we mentioned it once or twice that you guys just had a baby and everything. So
Well,
We're just going to use that as a scapegoat for everything.
that is my scapegoat.
yes.
No, there wasn't as much exciting there for me, and a lot of people have said that a lot of that they think has been taken over because of Kickstarter. There's so many things on Kickstarter, you already know what's coming 6 months ahead.
That's fair. It's kind of like with Super Bowl commercials because they release them all online. It's like
what's the fun in sitting and watching them because you've already seen them all?
It's getting angry at Tom Brady beating my team and completing his Infinity Gauntlet with his 6th goddamn ring.
Did you see?
I'm gonna curse.
Did you see on his Instagram today?
No.
It was Tom Brady playing with himself. He was just throwing the ball, and then he'd catch the ball, and then throw the ball to himself, catching the ball, like, back and forth.
I'm sure he's trying to be funny, but I really feel like that's him just being egotistical.
Oh, he loves himself.
Oh, yeah.
If it makes you feel better, the Raiders may have lost their right guard today.
That's not good.
And then Antonio Brown froze his feet off.
What?
Like literally froze his feet off?
Like he was doing some cryo bath thing, and like the skin on his feet, like the bottom is like sloughed off.
Oh.
Yeah, like he's out for at least 4 or 5 weeks.
Everything about that sounds unpleasant.
Yeah, so our season's going great.
Yeah.
And we're only on day 3 of training? No.
Yeah, because we're in preseason right now as the time of this recording because there was some games last
I just
weekend.
want to put in a complaint that I'm so upset that their training didn't come to Mackey Stadium.
Oh, that it's in Napa still? I mean,
well,
that makes sense.
to be fair, they still have not completed the stadium here and down in Vegas.
Well, they announced that they're staying in Napa for at least the foreseeable future as their training.
Okay.
But that makes sense to me, though, because they just put, like, I don't know, $40 million into that facility, so...
You want to get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Well, and last year when I was at Level Up, I did get to see part of the stadium. It was a hole in the ground, so not much different from what you've currently got.
That's fair. No, the stadium actually looks really good now. I don't know if
It
you've seen
does.
it. We've devolved into football talk now. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
I'm totally gonna go. We're totally gonna have to go to the game now, though. Now that
Well, yeah, it's going to be in Vegas. So.
No, you don't have to.
No, we
No
have
one's
to.
forcing you to.
James and I have to.
We'll go to the Raiders-Rams.
Oh.
Hey, there you go.
I don't think we're playing.
don't know.
No, we're playing this year. We don't have to go this year. We can go next year. Plan on the future. That
I
way
don't
we
know
can
if
save money for
we
it.
can
You
sit by
gotta
each other.
save money for that.
I saw the tickets to.
I don't have any current jerseys. Every one of the jerseys that I have is somebody that's either retired or dead. Just
I don't know if that's a good thing. The ticket prices for the game in is it Calgary that we're playing in? I think it's Calgary that we're playing against, like Minnesota or somebody up there. No, Green Bay. We're playing against Green Bay in
Okay.
Canada in the preseason. It's like $150 a ticket, and like they've only sold 8,000 of the 30 or 40,000 seats.
It's because no one wants to go up there.
Well, it's not that they don't want to go; it's that nobody wants to pay $150 to watch a preseason game
Exactly.
in Canada.
In Canada, it's right up there with the stupid the London game.
Well, the London game, at least there's a sizable fan base
They're
of
tr-
NFL fans in general that just want to
Yeah.
go to a game.
Who's
They
going
don't
to
care.
London this year?
We are. We're going to Canada and London,
It's whoever has pissed off the commissioner gets sent overseas.
which is the Browns, the Raiders, and
Sometimes-
probably the Jets.
Sometimes the Patriots.
give them time.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that to the. Okay, I'm just going to stop right there because I'm just going to get more angry.
He's just digging that hole.
Exactly.
Dig, dig, dig.
Yeah. Yeah. Thomas Brady's he's got to get another ring so that he can pierce both of his ears and put the rings on there.
He already has the
He's
infinity.
got he's already got his infinity gauntlet, but he just wants to keep the 5 on the fingers and then 1 on each ear, or maybe like 1 through his nose like a bull.
He wants all the power.
Studded bull nose ring.
Oh my
All
gosh.
the
That's
power.
a terrifying image.
There was a little commercial he was in, and he was like wearing all of his rings. It was actually kind of funny.
Okay, so I just kind of had this weird thought for like Fireball Island. Can you have like a running of the bulls type thing where like it's red marbles, but they've got like bull horns on them?
I guess you could.
I don't know if those would roll very well.
They are working on a speedrun version, though, so hopefully that comes out soon.
Okay,
I'm pretty excited for that.
I know it's just totally asinine, but I don't know. Running of the Bulls, the game.
The game, the movie.
James, I see you have something
What? I have nothing.
you want to talk about.
No.
No.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
I have nothing. I don't want to talk about anything. I don't like you guys.
Well, the
Do I need to
mutual.
leave? Yeah, the look, man, the look.
So I I don't know about you guys, but I really like Jaws. I'm really excited about Gen Con stuff coming up here soon. Or not Gen Con stuff, but Gen Con games getting released.
We've got so many other games to chat about, and who knows, maybe within the next couple of episodes we'll finally have some more confessions of a DM to talk about, because I think we were trying to get that.
We're trying. It's in
so-
progress.
I've got
I
the
know.
players. I can get us the players. We just have to figure out
Let's
the
book a
time.
day. Let's
My
book a
sister
day.
is so disappointed in us. She likes the Confessions of a DM.
All right, we're gonna
She's
have
been
to.
disappointed in us.
I can't just make up stories because that has no genuine feel to it.
No, but we'll have some soon. It'll
will.
happen soon. We're gonna
Don't
get
you
a date.
worry.
Any final thoughts on anything? Any?
We have been getting a lot of listens.
Thank
Thanks,
you all.
Mom. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yes, share
Yeah.
share us across all social medias that you have, please.
Yeah, we just want to say thank you to all of our listeners and people, new and old, and
putting up with us going on tangents about this and that, even if you're here for the board games and you're like, why are they talking football?
why are they talking about
football?
turkey legs?
Why are they talking about turkey legs?
Is Lake Up going to be a real thing?
It might be. Stay
Yeah.
tuned.
Yes, stay tuned. We may have an exciting announcement in one of these upcoming episodes. Or you may have heard it in this one. Who knows?
You never know.
Yes.
In the meantime, you've been listening to Rulebooks Anonymous. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Minds. You can find the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Spreaker. We will see you all next time here at Rulebooks Anonymous, where we sponsor your addiction.
Farewell.
Toodles.
You've been listening to Rulebooks Anonymous. You can find us on social media at Rulebooks Anonymous on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Minds.com. Rulebooks Anonymous is available on Spreaker, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and CastBox.